Retailers gave you free returns and you ruined it. Jaime Webb loves buying clothes online and returning clothes she buys online. She'll order the same item in several sizes, just in case, spending, briefly, as much as $600. Keeping what fits best, she sends the rest in for refunds in what retailers call bracketing. They make the returns process so easy, said Webb, 31, an American Airlines flight service manager who lives in Brooklyn and does most such transacting with London-based Asos Plc. It's almost like, why not? Exactly. Now some in the industry that created the monster are trying to put it back in its cage. They're taking baby steps, not providing prepaid mailing labels, requiring a receipt unless an unwanted item is carried to a store, but also threatening to cut off serial returners, the most troublesome of the offenders. Among the others, people who wait months, or more, before returning, and the so-called wardrobers, who wear articles of clothing and then ship them back. There's a lot of abuse. It has all become a bugbear for businesses selling stuff. Last year, $369 billion in merchandise, or 10% of total retail sales, was returned in the U.S., according to a study by research firm Appriss, up from $260 billion in 2015. And the holiday season, of course, is the one to dread in the returns departments. United Parcel Service Incorporated expects to handle more than 1 million such packages every day, reaching a peak of 1.9 million on January 2, which would be a 26% increase from the 2019 high point. This is an expensive trend in a competitive sector where margins can be extremely thin. Older, established chains are in particular binds because they rely on e-commerce for most of their growth, if not all of it, and returns keep eating away at profits. Reverse logistics, the transport from buyers to sellers, is not only costly on its own but creates a need for lots of room for storage. Return stock is thrown into an empty space in a warehouse to pile up until someone can get to it, said David Egan, head of industrial and logistics research for real estate advisory firm CBRE. Sometimes it ends up in landfills, another cost to the environment, along with the shrink wrapping, padding and cardboard boxes, not to mention the carbon emissions from the trucks and planes that haul everything. We can improve the situation, but it's not clear that we can fix it until we convince people not to overbuy, Egan said. In the meantime, stores have to do the math to determine whether the cost of the returns is outweighed by the lifetime value of the customer. To be sure, the calculus still tends to put shoppers in the winner's box. Costco, for one, has no plan to pull back on its no pain for you policy. Are there people who abuse their returns privilege and bring back a sweater they bought 10 years ago? Sure, said Richard Galanti, the company's chief. For more on this story, visit the news article link.